Well, I wanted to touch base on story and structure of the Bible and the theological topic that you're wanting to tackle. Number one, you want to connect the theological topic to the audience that you've chosen early on, and that audience is going to be important as you finish the remainder part of the project. And then there's also some minor, smaller assessments that you're going to be asked to do, such as write a letter or an email to the individual or group. So you can think about the audience as connecting to these different samples. But if you choose a theological theme, number one, you have to think about, okay, how am I going to use the resources? You need to incorporate your books and any outside aids, commentaries, dictionaries, theological dictionaries to help you work through it. But you want to make sense of the theological theme so that it applies to the people or the group that you're working with. So if it's junior high, youth ministry, small group Bible study, whatever you're wanting to work with, you need to think about, okay, what theme would best fit this group and how would I communicate it? So if it's on redemption, how would I communicate that theological concept to them? If it's God's faithfulness in one of the sections of the Old Testament and how it finds its connection in the New, then you need to think about the group again that you've chosen. Sometimes a non-Christian group wouldn't rightly understand the theological topic that you're working with. So think about this as a connection to believers, those who know relatively about the Bible, but need to go a little bit deeper in their walk with the Lord. And so that's probably where you need to land on the final project for this course. I hope that clears up any ambiguity or muddiness. So number one, choose the audience early. Number two, connect the theological theme to that audience. Number three, use outside resources and the books that have been included in this course for you to read. And then be very tight in the way you present the material. If you're doing an Old Testament study, you need to find its connection to the New. If you're doing a New Testament study, you need to find a connection back to the Old. And what we do what we call canonical synthesis is where we explore how Scripture as a whole communicates the idea or the theological concept. Lastly, you're not going to be able to write everything about the theological topic. So just narrow down your points, be specific, state what you intend to do early on in the introduction, and state what you're not going to do as a way to help the reader understand, okay, you're not going to tackle this subject, or you have limited space therein. So just be precise in your writing. So as it pertains to writing, make sure it's I can read it. There's not overly lots of mistakes. It's helpful if you read backwards, so read from the bottom up to see if you can catch any easy mistakes from spelling errors, commas. And I do grade down when I see more than 5 errors on a single page. You start to get a grade deduction accordingly. Continue to work hard. Make sure you discuss the topic for week 1. And then as we head into week number 2, that you're interacting with others in the course. Don't miss that. That's really important, that you, the student, is interacting with another student peer and helping them through their topic for the paper. One more thing before I end this video. There is no peer review. That has been eliminated from the course, and I will make a written post to that effect. So everyone's going to get credit for that open space within the course module. Okay, I hope that clarifies. And if there is any needed further questions that you have, email me, call me, or text me as appropriate, and we'll go from there, okay?